Welcome back to a special segment, Goa This Week, where we remind you of the people and the events that made news in the week that went by. This week saw the required authorities take initiatives to avoid any kind of untoward incidents and to keep the city clean, as the Corporation of the City of Panjim has identified 22 public places in the city which are prone to nuisance by the public. These places will come under the strict surveillance of the CCP. This decision was in response to the litigation filed by Rajan Parikar. So, if the Commissioner of CCP Sanjeev Gadkar has his way, then in the future you could find yourself on the wrong side as far as the law is concerned. If you are caught dumping garbage, waste, or seen sleeping in gardens, or caught creating any nuisance in public places in and around Panjim, you are liable to be fined, and in severe cases you could even be imprisoned. The High Court had directed the corporation to identify those places that are concerned with public health and hygiene. An enforcement cell has also been created which consists of its own 2 inspectors and police constables and retired citizens who will also be seen aiding this noble task. This week we also saw that the residents of Bicholi and Sankheli received some relief to their flooding problems as the Water Resource Department had carried out survey along the Valvanthi River in Sankheli as well as the river in Bicholi and shortlisted phase-wise work to prevent the floods in these areas. Floods have always been a great concern for the people of this region. The Chief Engineer, Water Resource Department, Sandeep Nadkarni, briefing media persons, said that heightening the present amendments, extending the river slightly and providing pumping units to pump out water during high tide are some of the solutions to handle the Sankheli River crisis. Coming to Bicholi, desilting and providing low-lying walls at drainage conditions would work to prevent floods in Bicholi. Staying with Mother Earth, World Earth Day was celebrated last week on the 22nd of April. Mother Earth has been very generous to us and has provided us with all our basic requirements. But as is expected of human nature, we've always been greedy and self-centered. We have from time immemorial been ignoring the calls of Mother Earth. But now it seems like man has finally awoken from his slumber as the world joined hands to celebrate World Earth Day and resolved to save the earth. Another prevailing problem that is seen is inflation. Inflation is the one word that has been in the news since the last 2 months. India is currently facing an inflation of 7.14%, though it has slid from the previous 40-month high of 7.41%. The worst affected are housewives and shopkeepers. While the budget for these housewives has gone haywire due to the skyrocketing prices, shopkeepers too had to keep their profit margins low to facilitate sales. The housewives are quick to blame the government for this disaster, which, according to them, lent their fear to the needs of the public at large. The shopkeepers also blame the weather gods who showed up early this year, leading to a loss of crop. In order to get the perspective of an economist in this matter, we had spoken to Professor P.K. Sudarshan of Goa University for a deeper understanding of inflation. According to Professor Sudarshan, inflation in simple terms means the persistent and sustainable rise in prices. In India, the whole price index is used to calculate inflation. Inflation is believed to make the rich richer and the poor poorer. In other words, the debitors gain while the creditor loses. With high inflation, the incentive to save is lost, which lessens the capital formation, which in turn leads to a decrease in the investment, thereby adversely affecting the growth of the nation. The Reserve Bank of India, or the RBI, plays a significant role in controlling the price of essential commodities in India. The Delgado Konkani Academy last week celebrated the Konkani Cinema Day or Konkani Solcitra Dis at the Marquines Palace. Amche No Sheep, an old Konkani movie starring M. Boyer, was screened to mark the ceremony. The Art and Culture Director, Prasad Lolienkar, appreciated the efforts made by Jerry Braganza for releasing the first Konkani film, Mogatso Audo, to promote Konkani cinema. The movies in those days was released on celluloid. Konkani Tsolsitra Dis is celebrated in memory of Jerry Braganza. The Delgado Konkani Academy ex-president Thomasine Cardozo was hopeful that the situation of Konkani film would improve. He appealed to the concerned authorities to give the needed equipment to these film producers at nominal rates, lowering the financial burdens of the producers who need to get these equipment from Kolhapur. Before we end, we leave you with a few visuals of the movie Amche Noshib as a tribute to the Konkani Tsolsitra Dis and the brilliant team of actors and directors who are in more than one ways pioneers of the Konkani cinema. Time for a short break. You're with Goa 365.